too. Deneen pressed her lips together and regarded me with a beleaguered expression. Her hazel eyes held concern.
I'm just sorry you've gotten yourself mixed up in this.
Thursday's newspaper headline fairly shouted at me. I reached out and flipped it over. I know. I gave her a wan smile. But I shouldn't be worrying you about it. You've got enough to deal with right now, given your stress at work.
Deneen shrugged. It's not that bad. Things are just crazy because Doug's so wrapped up in the lawsuit. It's almost over. He'll win as usual, and he and his client will walk away with lots of cash. Everybody will be happy again.
Everyone except the San Jose hospital he was suing. I made a face.
Including you, I hope.
Happy as in getting a big honking present for all the abuse you've taken. Deneen answered phones at Doug Brewer's firm, nothing more. She wasn't a law clerk. She didn't deserve his snapping temper. But when Doug was fighting a big case, everyone around him bore the brunt of his impatience. Were things any different for you on Friday, after that came out? I gestured with my chin toward the newspaper. Doug and Baxter were good friends. I didn't want my sister taking any heat for me. My sister fiddled with her hair.
Not really.
What does not really mean, Deneen?
She tilted her head. A few people did ask me what you were thinking. I didn't even see Doug. He went straight to court.
Yeah. What was I thinking? Who was I to go up against Baxter Jackson? Know what? I sounded sorry for myself and I hated it. My nerves were just too worn to care. Right now you and Jimmy are about my only friends in town.
Come on, that's not true.
It is, Deneen. You should see the looks I've gotten the last few days, the disgusted whispers. Sudden tears bit my eyes. I looked at the table. Deneen made an emphatic sound in her throat.
What about all your friends at church? You'll see them tomorrow.
Her words pierced. I shook my head. I can't go back there, not now. With Baxter as head elder? Which side do you think would win? And anyway, I don't want those dear people taking sides. I can't put them in that position. They loved Charisse and Linda before that. My voice tightened. They're like family to Baxter. They're grieving along with him. Charisse had died only 2 weeks ago. I could imagine church members' reactions as they read that newspaper article, even though they loved me, even though I'd attended that church for 15 years, long before my husband Tom died of a heart attack. I was the one who always got things done, led committees, rallied the troops for fundraisers, taught Sunday school. They knew my heart for helping others, but how dare I talk against Baxter Jackson, especially as he mourned the death of his second wife? How could I be so cruel? Deneen laid a hand on my arm.
I'm sorry. I know how much you miss Linda.
Yes, I did miss her. Terribly. Linda, the irrepressible woman who encouraged everyone around her. Even in those moments when some inner pain she refused to share fleeted across her face, she would shake it off, flash that dazzling smile of hers. Now, 6 years later, Linda's disappearance still haunted me. Baxter claimed she'd left the house one night and never returned. A few days later, her car was found some 20 miles away, smears of her blood on the front seat. Her body was never recovered. I didn't believe Baxter's story about my best friend, not after what she'd told me, and she hadn't been herself for weeks before her disappearance, would barely even return my calls. But Chief Eddington hadn't listened to me then either. Indignation bubbled inside me once more. I raised my eyes. 2 wives in 6 years, Deneen. 1 unsolved murder and 1 accident. A total of $1 million life insurance. $1 million. Why would he even take out policies on his wives in the first place, when neither of them worked? Linda's policy had taken 3 years to come through. The courts had to declare her dead first. Aided by the fact that her credit cards, bank account, nothing had been touched since the night of her disappearance. Even so, I wouldn't be surprised if Baxter's influence swayed that legal process as well. Deneen lifted a shoulder. There was nothing in this argument we hadn't covered a dozen times before. Sometimes I wished I could be more like her, more of an acceptor, less of a fighter. Life would be so much easier. But I just hadn't been wired that way.